Welcome back to our channel. I'm Kate, and I'm so excited to be here with you today.
And I'm Martin. Hello to all our wonderful listeners out there. Kate, how are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic, Martin. You know why? Because today's topic is something really close to my heart. It's something I think about almost every day.
Ooh, now you've got me curious. And I can tell our listeners are leaning in, wondering what we're going to talk about today.
Well, before we dive in, can I just say, if you're new here, welcome to our daily English Boost family. And if you're a returning listener, we love you. You know what would make us even happier?
Let me guess, if everyone listening right now hit that subscribe button.
Exactly. And give us a like, a thumbs up, whatever platform you're on. It really helps us reach more English learners around the world. Share this episode with a friend who's trying to improve their English. Trust me, they'll thank you later.
Absolutely. And today's episode is going to be super practical, especially if you're a parent or planning to be one someday.
Yes. So, today we're talking about how to speak English with your children. This is such an important topic, Martin, because many of our listeners are parents who speak English as a second language, and they want to help their kids learn English too.
That's right. And even if you don't have children yet, this episode is still valuable because it'll teach you about natural, simple English. The kind of English we use every day with kids. Plus, you might babysit or have nieces and nephews or work with children.
Exactly. So whether you're a parent, an aunt, an uncle, a teacher, or just someone who wants to learn conversational English, stick with us. We've got some great tips, vocabulary, and real-life stories to share. This is going to be fun. Let's jump right in. So, Martin, let me start with a question. Do you think it's difficult for non-native English speakers to speak English with their children at home?
That's a great question. I think it can be challenging, yes. Many parents worry about making mistakes. They think, oh, my English isn't perfect, so maybe I shouldn't speak English with my kids.
Right. And that's such a common concern. But here's the thing. You don't need perfect English to communicate with your children. In fact, speaking English with your kids, even with some mistakes, is way better than not speaking it at all.
Absolutely. Children are like little sponges. They absorb everything. And they're not judging your grammar or your accent. They just want to connect with you.
I love that you said sponges. That's a great word, Martin. When we say children are like sponges, we mean they absorb information really easily and quickly, just like a sponge absorbs water.
Exactly. And that's why the early years are so important for language learning. Now, Kate, do you have any personal experience with this? Do you speak English with children in your life?
Yes, actually. My sister has 2 kids, and sometimes when I babysit them, I speak English with them. At first, I was nervous because I thought, what if I say something wrong? But then I realized, they don't care. They just love playing games, singing songs, and having fun in English.
That's beautiful. And that brings me to my first tip for our listeners. Make it fun. Don't think of it as a formal lesson. Think of it as playtime, story time, or just bonding time with your child.
Yes, use English during activities your children already enjoy. For example, if your child loves drawing, you can say simple things like, "What color do you want?" Or, "That's a beautiful picture." Or, "Can you draw a cat?"
Perfect examples, Kate. And here's another important point. Keep it simple. You don't need to use complicated vocabulary or long sentences. Children respond best to short, clear sentences.
Exactly. Use what we call everyday language, or simple language. These are phrases like, "come here," "time to eat," let's play, good job, things like that.
Yes. And you know what is interesting? When you speak simply with children, you're actually improving your own English too. You're practicing basic sentence structures, which are the foundation of the language.
That's such a good point. Now, let me ask you this, Martin. What about mistakes? Should parents correct their children's English mistakes all the time?
Ooh, that's tricky. I don't think you should correct every single mistake. That can be discouraging. If you correct too much, your child might feel frustrated or afraid to speak.
I agree. Instead, you can use what's called gentle correction or modeling. For example, if your child says, I go to the park, you don't say, no, that's wrong. Instead, you just respond naturally. Oh, you went to the park? That's nice.
I love that technique. You're showing them the correct form without making them feel bad. That's modeling. You're modeling the correct language.
Exactly. And children pick up on that. They hear the right way, and eventually they start using it themselves.
Now, here's something I want to talk about. Consistency. That's a good word for our listeners. Consistency means doing something regularly, not just once in a while.
Yes, that's so important. If you want your child to learn English, you need to be consistent. You can't just speak English with them one day a week and expect them to become fluent.
Right. Try to create a routine. Maybe you speak English during breakfast or during bedtime stories or when you're driving to school. Make it part of your daily life.
That's a great idea. Routine is another useful word. It means the regular activities you do every day. For example, our morning routine includes brushing teeth and eating breakfast.
Perfect. And speaking of bedtime stories, Kate, do you think reading English books to children is helpful?
Oh, absolutely. Reading is one of the best ways to expose children to English. Even if they don't understand every word, they're hearing the rhythm of the language, learning new vocabulary, and associating reading with positive feelings.
Yes. And there are so many wonderful children's books in English. Start with simple picture books with lots of illustrations. The pictures help children understand the story even if they don't know all the words.
And here's a fun tip. Use different voices for different characters. Make reading dramatic and entertaining. Children love that.
Ha, that's true. I've seen parents do that, and the kids are completely engaged. They're hanging on every word.
Hanging on every word. That's a great expression. It means listening very carefully and attentively to everything someone says.
Now, what about technology? Should parents use apps or videos to help their children learn English?
That's a controversial topic. Some people say screen time is bad, but I think if you use it wisely, technology can be helpful.
I agree. There are some excellent educational apps and YouTube channels for children learning English. But, and this is important, technology should supplement, not replace, real conversation.
Exactly. Supplement means to add to something or support it. So apps and videos can support your English learning, but they shouldn't be the only thing you use.
Right. Nothing beats real face-to-face interaction. When you speak with your child, they see your facial expressions, your emotions, your gestures. That's all part of communication.
Absolutely. And here's something I think is really important. Don't be afraid to mix languages. Some parents think, if I want my child to learn English, I should only speak English, never my native language.
But that's not realistic for many families. And actually, research shows that bilingual children, children who speak two languages, often have cognitive advantages.
Yes. Bilingual means speaking two languages, and cognitive relates to thinking and mental processes. So, bilingual children often have better problem-solving skills and creativity.
That's fascinating. So parents shouldn't feel guilty about speaking their native language at home. You can have a balance. Maybe one parent speaks mostly English or certain times of day or English time.
Exactly. Find what works for your family. There's no one perfect method.
Now, Kate, what about singing? I've heard that singing songs in English is really effective with children.
Oh my goodness, yes. Children love music. And songs are amazing for language learning because they're repetitive, they have rhythm, and they're memorable. Repetitive means something that repeats or happens again and again. Songs repeat words and phrases, which helps children remember them.
Exactly. Think about simple English songs like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star or The Wheels on the Bus. Even adults remember these songs from childhood.
Right. And you don't need to be a good singer. Just have fun with it. Sing in the car, sing while cooking, sing during bath time.
I love it. And you know what else is great? Games. Play games in English. Simple games like I Spy. You know that game?
Oh, yes. I spy with my little eye something that is blue, and the child has to guess what blue object you're looking at.
Exactly. Or Simon Says. That's another classic game that's perfect for learning action verbs in English.
Yes. Simon says touch your nose. Simon says jump. Simon says sit down. It's fun and educational.
And here's my last big tip. Be patient. Learning a language takes time. Your child won't become fluent overnight.
Overnight means very quickly, like during one night. And you're right, Martin. Language learning is a journey, not a race.
Exactly. Celebrate small victories. If your child says a new word in English, praise them. Say, good job, Mike, or I'm proud of you. Positive reinforcement is so important.
Positive reinforcement means encouraging good behavior by giving praise or rewards. It's super effective with children.
Absolutely. And remember, listeners, every little bit counts. Even 5 minutes of English conversation a day makes a difference.
That's so true. And you know what? You're setting an amazing example for your children. You're showing them that learning is valuable, that making mistakes is okay, and that effort matters more than perfection.
Beautiful. I think we've covered so much today.
Well, Martin, I think we had a wonderful conversation today. I hope our listeners feel more confident about speaking English with their children.
Me too. And remember, everyone, you don't need to be perfect. Just be present, be consistent, and most importantly, have fun.
Absolutely. Now, here's my question for all of you listening. Do you speak English with your children? Or if you don't have kids, do you practice English with young people in your life? Leave us a comment and tell us your experience.
And remember, every conversation is practice. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn.
Well said, Martin. Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep boosting your English.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.